Hello, guys and girls. We're not mutually exclusive to only the guys, of course. Here. Fareed, you're hoping for another night story again tonight. I don't know. We'll see. If anyone brings up a topic where there's a good story behind it, I can share another night story. But yeah, D. Thedius, that's a good assessment there. After last night's mishap, I think tonight we need some beer. And also, it's cherry blossom season, so I wanted to try this very uh, uh, what's the correct word? This this particular flowery looking version of Asahi here, some seasonal Asahi, seems only fitting. So that's what we got, and we got a couple of kits. Hey, what's going on, Alex? The story of how we met is not that long a story. It's not quite as in depth as my how I got to Korea story last night. But all right, so I'm gonna put it to you guys. Which kits to build first? You guys choose now by voting, commenting in the there where you're commenting. Which kit do you want to see first? The narrative, Gundam, or Ultraman? So let me know. I'll crack this baby while you guys are voting. Both, I think, are relatively simple kits, so shouldn't really take all that long. Less than an hour each, I would say. Alright, I'm seeing narrative, Ultraman, narrative. Yeah, we're going to do both, so I'm just asking you which one you guys want to see here first. Looks pretty mixed, though. Narrative, Ultraman, narrative, Ultraman. It's pretty... Yeah, looks pretty mixed there amongst you. Ultraman. Well, YouTube is pretty mixed narrative and Ultraman, but so I'm going to refer to Twitch then. Twitch, it's pretty predominantly Ultraman, so alright, we're going to go with Ultraman first. Narrative Gundam will be that next. Ultraman, I think, will probably be the quicker of the two as well, so... And by the way, after, if any of you guys were watching last night, after the stream last night, I did disassemble the waist section of the Neo Zeon again, and I finally assembled it correctly the third time. I had to turn to the camera and do that bit from Airplane. You guys, I assume you've all have seen Airplane. It's like shortly, pretty near like the beginning of the movie, when I know he boards the airplane. He's trying to talk to his girlfriend, and she's like blowing him off, and he just turns to the camera, breaking that fourth wall, and he's like, "What a pisser," something along those lines. I had to do one of those last night whilst working on that. That was stressful. So like with the B type, we've got some like mirror stickers that go up inside the head to help reflect the light out the front. And a fair amount of stickers in general. This kit, I think, has more stickers than the B type had, even. The B type was pretty sticker heavy too. So that's, I think, like the biggest downside of these kits, because the B type, and then what I've seen of this one yet, obviously I don't have it built yet, but I can make a fair estimate. But really nice kits. I mean, the detail is fantastic. Like even if you don't want to paint it, you just want to be like straight out of the box, like the coated silver and the red, the high gloss red. Everything looks good. Like the what is it? Um, the LED. Thank you. I can talk. The LED looks really cool. All of this, these kits are great, but they're really sticker heavy. That's probably like the biggest downside. Especially if you're not going to paint, especially even if you do want to paint, that's a lot of like if you want to go for like the color accuracy, it's going to be like a lot of masking you're going to have to be doing. But I'm also just realizing I think I don't have enough batteries for this. I'll have to check here in a little bit. Uh, Forgot about that. Might have to go get some tomorrow if I don't have enough on hand. We'll see. Maybe I do. This little sticker I can't get off of there. There we go. This little blue camera on the front of his head. Not too dissimilar from a Gundam's. I can't get off my tweezers now. I don't think they could have made this sticker much smaller, really, to be honest. There we go. Get on there. Yeah. Whew. Okay. Oh, that's on there. We got some more stickers here. All right. Can put his face on. Here. Face on here. There we go. And I got a couple more stickers here on the side of the head. Number 4. This one. So how you're all doing there? Hope the Neo's young Chris with some ultra power. Yeah, something like that. And number 9. Right. These gray stickers that go on the head. So even though the head is like all silver, you have a couple bits that are supposed to be just plain gray apparently. So it's a barely noticeable difference, really, actually, on there. You can see a little bit of a difference there, I guess. Alex, you ended up hiring a truck. How'd it go for that dude? You couldn't find one to rent, so you ended up having to hire one, or what? It probably cost like what, some shimano or something. I imagine much more expensive than it would have been if you'd have been able to rent one. Yeah, no rentals. Bummer, dude. 3. Oh, I thought that blue sticker was too tiny, but I take that back. This tiny little green dot for his forehead is smaller, if you can imagine that. There you go. But certainly adds some detail. Let's get this visor piece in here if we can. Go in there. There we go. So tight. There's our head. Very nice. Oof. Seam line on the top of the head. That's gonna be annoying. What to do about that? We'll have to see. So I do plan on painting this like soon. So whilst building, I'm gonna be thinking about how I'm gonna handle some of the seam lines and things on this. I'm gonna be painting it up just like I painted up the B type, but with a different. It's gonna be like the same main color of like the warm white, but then like the accent color is gonna be different. Instead of orange, I think it's gonna be blue. Is that for this one? I'm thinking. I'm assuming that you don't plan to make a custom color scheme for this Ultraman. Well, I just answered your question. Sorry, I just answered your question without seeing there what you were writing. But. Zach, is there eyes behind the visor? Yeah, there's eyes behind the visor. I don't know if you saw that while we were putting it together, but yeah, there's a clear part like for the eyes behind the visor, so yeah. Alright, on to the torso. So we got these bits. I think this one is facing down. And this one over here. And this one here. Also, in other news, I'll show you something here real quick. I had a little bit of downtime where I just kind of needed something else to kind of work on aside from just what I'm, the many things that I'm working on. And recently I was just kind of like rearranging some stuff here on the shelf, just kind of moving some stuff, and I'm getting ready to do another sale on my Facebook page, so I was pulling some stuff off, some things that I'm gonna sell. And whilst doing that, I decided to pull out this kit and just paint it up real quick, because it's kind of like similar like the Ultraman, in that it's relatively simple but highly detailed, and I'm just going to do like a really quick paint job on it. So here we have the Obsidian Fury all sanded up and ready for a bath, and then a quick paint job on that. So pretty soon, that'll just be like a really quick, just like a couple day project, just painting up the HG Obsidian Fury. Okay, so that along with the narrative, that along with the Ultraman B type and this kit are all just kind of fun kits to do, just kind of like simple paint jobs on. So that'd be cool. I was thinking about what color I was going to do for the Obsidian Fury, and I was kind of on the fence. I wanted to do something other than black, because I wanted to make it something different, right? I can't stick to the original color scheme. So I, let me check the batteries here, sorry. Batteries, this is, I do. I think I only need 2, yeah, so I think we're good. Alright. So anyway, yeah, I was thinking about the color scheme for the Obsidian Fury. I want to do something other than black, so at first I was thinking I wanted to still do something kind of like similar in a way, so I was thinking maybe gold, just like painting it all in gold. And I thought, yeah, it's not a bad idea. And I was also thinking maybe just like red, just like a nice not like dark red, but like a really rich red color, not like bright red, but like that I thought would also be pretty cool. But then, what was it that gave me the idea? I had the idea Okay, sorry, I'm messing with the LED here. I want it to be off. There we go. Then I had the idea, yeah, Rhizome, kind of maroonish, not that dark, but along those lines. Then I had the idea to make it dark green. So, because what gave me the idea actually, because I was thinking about if I wanted to pair it like with a character figure, like what I've been doing with a lot of builds recently, pairing it with like a 120 or 135 scale like kind of character figure like that. And so whilst I was thinking about that, I was thinking something sort of like some character figure that has like a kind of militaristic look to it, because it looks kind of like a militaristic sort of big robot. Anyway, and I was thinking, well, how about just making it just dark green, and give it a kind of like dark green with a little bit of orange bits here and there, because the original design has orange stickers for it, like little tiny bits of orange. So I think I want to like keep that and just use like some HGUC orange decals on it, just to keep a little bit of orange on it, and just paint it like mostly dark green, and it'll be sort of like a full armor Gundam vibe to that. So that's what I'm gonna do with that. So again, that's gonna be a kind of quick thing I'll work on sometime the next few days probably. I'll just, between other things, just get that washed up so it's ready to go, and then just kind of whenever I feel like it, I'll just give that some quick paint. It's not that many parts, and not gonna do any. I do have to do a little bit of masking because to remove the seam on the leg, I had to lock in one of the. I had to lock in the ankle joints. But it should be fine. Should be cool. It's pretty hip, pretty hop. 12. So let's see, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 stickers on each side of this guy. It's pretty intense. To give it the dark gray and the silver color tones here. There, like that. Interesting. Hippin' and the hoppin'. Alex needs a co-moderator. Alex, you doing alright, bud? What's going on, dude? People being mean to you in the chat? Caleb, me off on purpose. What? Can't English. Okay. Someone send help to Alex. He's typing statements in caps and questions in lowercase. What? Somebody's got it backwards there. Alright, there we go. So there's that. All the stickers applied on the sides of there. Oh, oh, nope, 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 nope. There's a couple more stickers on these parts here on the side of the torso. So once we get this part on here, then looks like that goes on here. Is that correct, sir? Yes, looks to be. This is the correct side for that. And that would be sticker. Oh, 2 stickers on this part actually. Okay, that's fun. Sticker 14 for the inside. I'm gonna have to take this part off. It's easier to put the sticker on. It's off the body here. Oh my. I'm glad I'm doing a custom color scheme, a custom very simple color scheme for painting this, because trying to paint this in accurate colors is going to be a bit of a chore. Interesting. And 17 on the bottom of there. Okay. Alright, interesting enough there. Thank you very much. Take it easy, we don't need another Neo Zeon killer connection. You like the orange sequence? Yeah, I think the Obsidian Fury will look good and in the dark green, full armor Gundam style for that. But I don't think the full armor Gundam isn't just solid green. It does have like the off-white, depending on kind of which artwork or which version you're looking at. It's usually off-white color on there as well. I don't think I'm going to use that at all though. I think I'm just going to go just solid dark green, because the Obsidian Fury originally is just all black, so I don't think it'll look too weird for it to just be like all one color. Alright, let's get this neck part then put together so that go under there, please. There you go. So we can get the LED turned on and see how he's going to look all lit up like a Christmas tree. That part goes on there, and then on top of here. Is that correct, sir? Yes. And this part on top of here. Okay. And put that on top of there to complete our torso. And then this is the back plate here, which we'll go ahead and pop a head on. Pop the head on. There we go. Ooh, I like that. It's looking good. And turn the LED on. Oh, really cool. Very nice. There you go. Yeah, the eyes look really cool, because you can see that it's like eyes, and it's not like just the whole visor is all lit up. You can see it's just like the eye parts in there behind the visor. It looks really cool. Pretty neat. Hey guys. Very cool indeed. Drink to that. Alright, let's build the waist part, shall we? Actually, according to the manual, building the arm first, so let's just go along with the manual. I usually like to just do it my own way, but we'll follow the manual this time. Just because alright, the arm. Let's do it. Here is part is in there. Interesting assembly for the arm. Seems a little bit different from the 7 point or from the B type. Kind of similar, but this for arm frame bit seems a little bit different. Maybe it's not. Well, maybe it's essentially the same. It's got the same seam line there at the top of the arm, that's for sure. Some kind of structure here, I guess. Does it have? No, it doesn't. Ultimately, on the B type, on the arm, on the bicep part of it, it had like a line going down the center of the bicep, which looks like a seam line, but after looking at it more closely, it seems like it is meant to be like a panel line there. There is a kind of small, what's it called? Not bevel, but a small edge inside of there. So this one, though, it looks like doesn't have that. So it is probably should be removed. So I will try to remove the seam line on that probably, rather than leave that there. But we'll see. I don't know. Because of all the lines and details that this kit has on it anyway, some of the seam lines I think just being left as seam lines I think doesn't really look quite as distracting as if you were to do that for like a Gundam kit or something. It looks like it's just kind of part of the design of the suit, so it's not too bad. The arm certainly goes together very quickly. There we go, that's essentially done. Let's pop the little armor bit here on the top. And pop the little armor bit here on the top, I said, thank you. And then just the hands. And both the hand covers are the same, right? Looks like, oh, so what I was about to say there a moment ago, are the hand covers different? Because that one doesn't seem to be fitting on there really well. Wait a minute. That is right. I put it on backwards. You stop putting things on backwards. It's going to be a problem. What I was about to say a minute ago was that recently, on YouTube, I've been watching a good amount of just Saturday Night Live, kind of for lack of anything else like really interesting that I've been really interested in watching. I've been watching just a lot of Saturday Night Live and like going back and just kind of like watching whatever comes up recommended. Watching Saturday Night Live bits, and they're always good for a laugh. Even ones that I've seen before, I can watch again. They've got a ton on like the official channel. So the one that I was watching today, which is just hilarious. It's classic. It's Coach Burt. It's with Steve Buscemi, like when Steve Buscemi is the guest on there. It's fairly recent. I think it came out just like last year or something, or maybe a year before. You guys seen or if you any recall offhand the Saturday Night Live Coach Burt skit? It's basically like talking about in the wake of different like scandals at universities with sports like coaches and things like molesting the sports players or something like that. So the coach is like talking about how they suspected Coach Burt and Steve Buscemi. He's just like sitting right there. They're having this big meeting. You guys seen that? Yeah, with Burt Man, right? Exactly. X-Ace. It's just so like the initial reaction when he's talking about like, well, the first person we suspected was Coach Burt, and it just goes to Steve Buscemi's face, and he's like, "What?" It's the perfect reaction. Steve Buscemi is so funny, and he's talking about how like they did like a FBI like search of like they got like a warrant for searching his computer, and all they found was like 11 finished volumes of a Bertman novel. So good. It's like, you weren't supposed to read those. They're not finished. And the FBI agent says they're definitely finished. If you guys haven't seen it, then check it out. It's pretty good. There's a lot of, I mean, we could go on for hours and hours talking about classic Saturday Night Live sketches. There's a ton of them. That was just one funny one that I had seen before. I watched again today. It came up again today, so that was pretty fun. So, and it's always funny when I'm in my office that I share with other teachers, and I'll just suddenly burst into laughter, and all the teachers all turn and look like, what the fuck? Very egotistical. What's very egotistical? A Chinese site with this skit showed up. That's strange. It's on YouTube. Current crop of late night anime. Yeah, I don't know about late nights, but Saturday Night Live, yeah, has gone through ups and downs. I didn't really watch it much for a while, but these days, like after it airs live, they do end up putting like a lot of the show, most of the show, if not all of it, as far as I know, onto YouTube. So usually like it'll be like on Monday for me, like on my time. I think that's Sunday in America when it comes out, but for me it's on Monday. I'll usually watch some of that. I really love the I forget the guy's name. What's it? Adam. What was it? Who's on there now? It's the guys that were like two friends who like they were like friends in real life, and they used to do a bunch of stuff like videos together before they got on SNL together. It's Adam something and what's the other guy's name? I can't remember now. But they're probably my favorite. They're always really funny. You guys know what I'm talking about? Can you help me out there? Oop, thought I pulled off the sticker. It didn't come off with the tweezers. There you go. This part inside here. Kyle, yeah, thank you. XAce, man, XAce, you're on it tonight, man. You know what I'm talking about. Thank you. Yeah, Kyle and Beck, right? That's it. I don't know why I was thinking Adam. Who's Adam? I don't know. But yeah, Kyle and Beck are great. I love the what was that? Well, they have like a series of ones that they do that are like uh, made out to be like sitcoms, like old sitcoms, and they'll have like the like transitions between the scenes. It just gets to be hilarious. The beer one is hilarious. Um, with just a terrible one. I just can't do this. I just can't think about like names and things while I'm doing this. But the guy from Curb Your Enthusiasm. Uh, I never really watched the show, so that's why I don't really know. I need to. Seems funny, and I love him on SNL, but I can't remember the guy's name. The guy from Curb Your Enthusiasm. On that skit where He's playing their cousin, and he comes to visit, and all he wants to do is drink beer. You know what I'm talking about? You know this kid I'm talking about? I think if you just search like SNL beer, it'll be like probably the first thing that comes up. And then Cool was another good one as well, with Ryan Gosling. That was a really good one. Maybe for tomorrow's live stream, instead of finishing the Neo Zeon, we'll just have a Saturday Night Live YouTube videos watch party. That's weird how those parts don't really fit together, because they seem like they should, but they don't. Is there supposed to be a gap there? That's really weird looking. Doesn't seem like there's supposed to be a gap there. Yeah, there's not really supposed to be. It's just this part is kind of fitting in there weird. That's strange. We don't need more Neo Zeon Part 3. We need more SNL, that's right. That's not right. That's not right. Do I have the wrong part here for this? I might. Let's see. What? What? What the? What the? Perhaps I put this part in backwards. And we're reliving last night. I'm starting to get flashbacks now. I think I put this part in backwards. That's why this side silver part is not fitting on there correctly. And that is why these parts aren't fitting together quite right. Yeah. Professional builder, by the way. Counts number 1. That's right. Thank you for keeping track of that. Are you going to review the high resolution model Wing Gundam Endless Waltz version? Nope. Just no desire to build another high resolution Wing Gundam. And the high resolution line in general, I'm going to be just really cautious about now. According to what everyone says, the Astray Red frame is much better than the Barbatos and the Wing. But I still feel like I'm not too sure. But let's make sure we're putting this part on here correctly. So that should be like that, and these parts should be like that. Okay, there we go. So let's see. Are these parts going to fit together better now? I think so. Yes, indeed. Okay. That's good. And this part fits in there very nicely now as well. So that's good. Wow, how dare you not say hi to me? Hello, warrior. Oh my gosh. Number 23, 24. Here. Weird. Like the knee part was like exactly the same on the B-type, but it didn't have this sticker across the back here like this one. Obviously this is a different design, but it's gonna have like pretty much the exact same part. It seems weird that it wouldn't share the same sticker for that. Oh, I got like a runny nose all day, so I was debating whether I wanted to stream tonight or not. Because my cold seems to be getting a little bit worse actually. I thought, just do it. Definitely got a little bit, it's a little bit slimmer in the legs than the B-type. Felt like the B-type, especially in the lower legs, had a little bit more bulk to it. Ah, nose running. All right. Yeah. It's okay, dude. I would have said hi to you. I'd seen your first message. I just didn't really see it. And I'd like to know why this part won't fit on there. There you go. But that seems weird. It doesn't really fit on there really quite right. It's a bit odd. But got a couple of stackers. The last of our few stickers here are for the legs. It's, again, same kind of stickers like we had on the B-type here for these little bits down here on the side of the leg. Dun, 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 dun. That night, going to the guy in the car gave you a cold. Yeah, no, I had a cold already before that. For like the past week, just my wife and kids and I have just been going through kind of various stages of severity of colds. I've kind of had it the least. It's kind of hasn't really affected me as much as it has them. It's been kind of the worst for the kids. And this may sound weird, but I swear it's totally true that like when I am like in like the early stages of a cold or something like that, if I like take a day off, if I'm like, oh, I feel like this cold coming on, so I gotta just like take a rest, that's when the cold gets worse. If I just don't rest, then the cold will probably linger a little bit longer, but it won't be as bad. Like, so it won't like debilitate me, but I'll have it for longer, if that makes sense. So I don't know, like as long as I stay busy, cold will not get bad. Any of you guys ever notice that or experience that? Anything similar? Probably not very healthy in general, but I gotta say this guy is looking pretty dope. I guess obviously a very similar look to the B-type, but I like the little bit different look he has going to it. He's definitely looking a little bit more slimmed up, where I think the proportions are a little bit nicer maybe with this guy. But chicken soup and love. Yeah, I could definitely go for some chicken soup, man. If you want, that's one thing that I wish we could get more of here in Korea is like Western style, just like canned soup at the supermarket. Like in America, you go like to the soup aisle, you've got like 30,000 choices of canned soup. Not so much here. You can find some, but it's like maybe tomato and what's that? Clam chowder. That's usually about it. So no vegetable soup, no chicken soup, No, like beef and vegetable, classics. What a young growing boy needs on a cold winter's day. And the other problem is like it's kind of too big. All right, so there we go. Let's get the weapons here. The weapons are very simple, so shouldn't take long at all. But there's our Ultraman. It's looking pretty dope, eh? Very cool. Relaxing music can help heal. It releases a chemical in your body that shortens healing time for patients upon a couple of other things. Well, maybe that's why my cold got a little bit worse today, because what I was listening to today in the car, I was listening to the number 12 Looks Like You. It's pretty obscure band, so I don't know if any of you guys know the band. Just yeah. If any of you guys are familiar with the number 12 Looks Like You, then you get what I mean. It's certainly not relaxing music. It's not like heavy metal, but I don't know, how would one categorize this band? Circle Takes the Square. Not a bad option, but I was listening to number 12, listening to Mongrel. Pretty good album. I actually didn't really like it that much at first. When I first listened to it, I was like, no, I don't know. But it grew on me a lot later on. I really quite like it now. Definitely going to have to remove that seam on the sword scabbard here. But I love this sword. That's really cool too. It's just one single piece. Just really long, very thin piece here for the sword. So it looks really cool for like the style of this. Basically, it's kind of like a sword, and it has like a kind of look similar to like this like a segmented cutter, where you just like cut up, where you break off the parts as you go. And you can put this on either the left or the right side, so that's cool. And it does pop onto here. Oh no, it doesn't. Okay, that's why it was not fitting again. Should refer to the instructions, I think. Plugs onto this part, which that plugs onto there. There we go. Slipknot? No, I never really have been a fan. Dvorak. Gundam Unicorn OST comes up very often when I'm shuffling music, because I have like all of the Unicorn OSTs on my phone, and I don't really have a whole lot of music on my phone at the moment. So now like I think it's like all four Gundam Unicorn OSTs probably make up around 10% of the music on my phone at the moment. So they do often come up when it's shuffling. As for these things, what were these called? These were called the what was it? Really weird name. What was it? Eye Slugger. Quite the interesting name. And we're basically done. Got these little guys here, this little thing. What was this one for? Oh, that's for plugging onto the action base. But yeah, these things, which can't really be plugged into anything on the body, but you plug them together. There's three parts like that. They make this long bit, which sort of looks like a bow, but it just makes for this really long blade whip. I don't really care for this at all. Probably on my painted build, I'm not going to use this part at all. I'll just throw this into my spare parts bin or something probably because I just don't really care for this and there's not really anywhere to put it. I suppose I could like just make a little piece to mount that onto the back like that maybe or something. It's maybe not a bad idea. Could I mount these onto the back? Something like that. No, that looks a little bit too gay. Something onto the back, something like that, or have them crossed in a way. That'd be a little bit more. I'd have to do a little bit more work to make that work. But maybe I'll think about making some way to have them stored on the back like that. Possibly. How does that look from the front? Yeah, maybe. I'm gonna think about that, but I think just the sword is okay because the B-type has just the gun, and this one has just the sword. I think that's okay. Anyway, that's pretty much that's a wrap for Ultraman. So where'd the boss go? Here it is. Just a couple other connector pieces and then a whole bunch of connector pieces for the base here. It's got some of these marking stickers. I'm not going to bother with it though. They're super tiny. Really tiny. Thank you, Ultraman. We got all of these attachment pieces here for the base. How does it show to put some of these together? Just kind of however you want, I guess. So, let these go. Let me just put this part together while we're here. Like that. And this part. It's kind of backwards, but whatever. Anyway, so there's that. Let's get to the narrative Gundam, shall we? So, there we go. As I expected, that took us less than an hour. Very nice. Stick you up there for review, maybe tomorrow or something. And narrative Gundam time. How's it going, Steve? Ah yes, polycaps. I forgot that polycaps were a thing. I've never seen Rick and Morty either, actually. You guys on YouTube are making some Pickle Rick references. I know what Pickle Rick is. I know what it's a reference to, but yeah. Never seen it, really, to be honest. There's like a whole wave. It's like I like the new adult cartoons or things that people like, and like Adventure Time and things like that too. Never watched any of those. Just don't think that my IQ is high enough to get it anyway. Harry, yes, you may ask a few questions. Put your questions in all caps if you don't mind. And other than that, yeah, feel free to ask away. If I don't see your question and miss it right away, don't spam it, please. But feel free to leave it again later on. Not if we jam it. I think we need this part here. Oof. Wonderful. Have you ever built a kit drunk? I don't think so. If I was really like drunk, not like tipsy, but like actually drunk, I just don't think I would want to build anything. It's just probably not what I would want to do. I would rather like, I don't know, probably just watch Saturday Night Live on YouTube or something. I don't know, something just like relaxing. And this is relaxing, but like I do have to like focus a little bit. It's probably not what I really want to do while I'm drunk. So. Other question, how much time do you take to build a model while drunk? Well, as I said, I don't build drunk, so I don't know how much it would take me, but I assume probably a similar amount of time as it would take me to build a regular kit, but I would probably cut myself at some point as well, so add in a few extra minutes there for tending a wound. Really weird that it has like the beam Vulcans on the underside of the torso. It's very strange. Luckily, it's not really very noticeable, so I think unless you like take a moment to notice that, you probably wouldn't ever really think too much of it, I guess. Do you have any guilty pleasure cartoons or shows? Good question. Guilty pleasure cartoons or shows? Probably not really, because I don't. I mean, there's nothing really that I think I would like be embarrassed to say, so it wouldn't really be a guilty pleasure. But just because I don't really watch much stuff like really in general, so probably not. But I'm just trying to think of something that I watch. I guess like what might be kind of like a guilty pleasure is that sometimes I enjoy watching like really bad like made for TV movies on YouTube. So like made for TV movies, like sci-fi, especially like kind of sci-fi or like disaster movies, things like that, like giant tidal wave or giant earthquake movies, things like that. Those kind of like really bad made for TV movies. Those I do kind of enjoy, and those are like the kind of things that I'll put on like while I'm building. Steve, I'm drinking a special blend of cherry blossoms Asahi. It tastes totally the same as regular Asahi. I don't know. Just has cherry blossoms on it because it's cherry blossom season. All right. What are my favorite movies? Like like my favorite movies or like my favorite genre of movies? I always love uh, like sci-fi movies and uh, and especially sci-fi movies in space. So like aliens, like Alien series. Love me some Star Wars, but who doesn't? That's not really like a thing. uh, And other stuff like Moon. We talked about Moon a couple streams back. I love stuff like that, and older things as well, like Forbidden Planet. Forbidden Planet is old, like 1956. Uh, that's one of my favorite. It's one of my all-time favorite movies. Uh, so anything if it's sci-fi, if it's in space, then I'm interested. Uh, so that is probably my favorite genre. But then I'm also like, I also love, and this is what we talked about I think on the stream a couple days ago as well. Was when we were talking about like independent like Japanese movies, not only Japanese but some like Korean and Hong Kong films as well, but like some independent Asian movies as well, like kind of like melodrama or kind of like genreless sort of films like that. I love those. I don't watch them as much because they're just not as easily consumable. But in terms of like the quality of movies that like really speak to me or that I just really enjoy, like really make me feel good about watching, it's those kind of movies. But like action, adventure, sci-fi stuff, like just pretty boring, regular, normal stuff, like anybody, I guess. My favorite kind of stuff. Not really all that into horror stuff. I like a good comedy, of course, but uh, yeah, it's just kind of like normal as well. Uh, don't really watch a whole lot of like drama stuff or like especially historical drama or period drama, things like that. Not really into that. But romantic comedies, that's my jam. That is what I'm really all about. Oh my god, kidding. Where's the sticker sheet for this? There it is. Alright. Alright, I'm gonna take a drink here while you guys vote. Red eyes or green eyes for the narrative Gundam. We got two options. Got it set for the red eyes and set for the green eyes. I haven't seen the movie, so I don't really know what the difference is between the two. I imagine he gets red eyes when he's really pissed off or something, right? But you guys can vote now. Red eyes or green eyes? I think I'm leaning towards red personally, but what do you guys think? See, red, red, green, red, red, green, green, red, red, green to counteract the red. Half and half. Rick, don't get too crazy. NTD red is red the NTD system. I don't. Which who of you guys have actually seen the movie? And you can tell me, like, based on the movie, what's the reason for the two different color eyes? Someone who has actually seen the movie, chime in and let me know what the reason is behind that. While I put on the other stickers here first. Have you seen Valerian? I have not seen Valerian. I've never even heard of that. I don't think I've heard of that name before. Don't put the sticker is not an option. At least for the sake of the review. I use the stickers, right? So. Yes, NTD. Red is pissed off. Well, seemed the majority of you guys were saying red, so I'm gonna go for red. Red it is, ladies. It's very thin. Hard to get on there, but there you go. I think I managed to get that on there pretty well. Alright, then that goes into here. What's Valerian about? Someone was just mentioning about, have I seen Valerian? Valerian City of a Thousand Planet, I think is what it's called. Alex, you said you saw the movie. It was bad. It's a space opera. The name is sort of sounding familiar now that I'm saying it out loud more. Like I remember like seeing a trailer or something like that when it was coming out, but I never actually saw the movie. One of those like that happens like when you're sometimes on YouTube and you're like coming across like one of those videos where it's like a compilation of trailers for movies that are coming out this year, so you can see like five sci-fi films coming out in 2018 to watch out for, something like that. One of those videos, and like you watch like some of the trailers, like, oh man, these all look really good, but that like half of them you're never gonna ever remember or think of them ever again. They're just gonna be totally lost in the abyss. You know what I'm talking about? Or like you'll see a trailer for a movie that you just know it looks interesting to you, but you know that it's gonna flop and you're never gonna see or hear of it ever again. So like you kind of want to like write it down to make sure to watch it later, because otherwise you're just gonna forget about it. One of those movies, Valerian sounds like it's one of those movies. Sean, I didn't finish the Xeon yet. We're gonna finish that maybe tomorrow or Sunday night. Maybe Sunday. I don't know. We'll see. But basically, all that's left is the arms. Alita felt like they stopped working on it for a while and then picked it up a few years later. That could very well be, Alex. I don't know what it is behind there, but I didn't see Alita though. I wanted to see it. It looks pretty cool. I just recently got a Alita resin kit. But actually, I'm not familiar with the source material, and like I said, I didn't see the new movie, but the resin kit looked cool. So got that. Not the. If you guys are familiar with them, with any, there are a couple of them. But the one that I got is where she's wearing the jacket, not the one like with the big like kind of angel wings like wrapped around her. If you're familiar, like just recently, those of you guys in America may know Chris Robledo, Squeeze Workbench. He recently built actually, I don't know if he finished it. I don't think I ever saw pictures of him finishing that, but he recently was working on a resin kit of Alita, just because the movie was coming out or had came out, so he was working on that. But anyway, it's not the one that I got is not the one that he has. But anyway. Interesting arms. I don't like how they didn't add any armor for the upper arm though. That's one thing that I've never really liked much about the design of the unicorn, is that the upper arm, the bicep part is so tiny. It looks really weak. And in this case, without having any armor at all on the bicep, just kind of is the same kind of thing. Whoa. Tsubasa. I don't read that language, so sorry. Have I ever played the Star Ocean games? No, I'm familiar with the Star Ocean games, but I've not ever played them. Is that something that you think sounds like it would be kind of up my alley of interests based on my movie taste? Do I play any Gundam games? I don't currently play any Gundam games, but I have played some at times in the past. think the first one that I really played was probably Gundam Battle Assault 2. I didn't ever play the first one. I think later on I played the first one, like, somehow. Um, but Gundam Battle Assault 2, I think, was probably the first Gundam game that I really played. Not bad. Obviously, I think if you're like a really like fan of fighting games, then I imagine you probably wouldn't really rank it as a very good game. Why is this hand like kind of weird? I think you have to put the back on here first, I guess, maybe. That would help. Yeah, Gundam Battle Assault 2 I played, and after that, later on the PlayStation 2, I played a handful of the PS2 games. Like I played Journey to Jabro, and I think it's Zionic Front was the other one, and Zionic Front was probably my favorite one of them. Encounters in Space was also a pretty good one as well. So I played a couple of the PS2 games. And then after that, I played Dynasty Wars Gundam. Again, I didn't really play the first one that I can remember. I don't really ever play the first one, but I started with the second one, and then I played a bunch of Dynasty Wars Gundam 2, and then also played a bunch of Dynasty Wars Gundam 3 as well. And that's pretty much it. Those are kind of the only Gundam games that I ever played. So, Gundam Battle Assault 2, a handful of the different PS2 games, and then Dynasty Warriors Gundam. I'm a man of simple tastes. Alex, I'm hella good at Katamari. Yeah, I love Katamari as well. But Alex, I gave up playing the mobile game. I was really enjoying it, but I was so just tired of not being able to get any progression because I couldn't get that goal. That just ended up just really killing the vibe for me. They really need to fix that game. Uh, it's alright, you guys can share where you're from in the chats. It's fine. Yeah, it's fine, Alex. Don't worry. Do enjoy how quick these HG kits go together. Look at the arms on this guy. It's real fast. It's like blah 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 blah. It's done. Alex, is it crazy Pokot season there in Gwangju? Now everybody going Pokot crazy. Thai girls aren't 11 out of 10 girls with one surprise. Dude. Hey. I'm gonna veto that. Thai girls commentary. No one gonna continue Crow Legion spam. What was that last night when you guys were talking about Crow Legion? Like, was he streaming at the same time and he mentioned about that we were streaming at the same time or something like that? So you guys like popped over from his stream or something like that? You're from Puerto Rico and love me. Well, thank you. And really hope that yeah, I heard that I saw a bit in the news that the governor of Puerto Rico talked about punching Trump in the mouth. It was pretty funny. He was wrapping up his stream and sent his crew over. Okay. He basically did a Twitch raid, but on YouTube. All right. Fair enough. All right. Got some polycaps here. Let's pop out here for the waist. Just the two of them here, it looks like. They're both crazy. Oh, really? You're not a big fan of the... I didn't catch what the Puerto Rico's governor's name was. I don't remember offhand, but you're not a big fan of him either? Yes, he did. You're Puerto Rican too, the grave. So you guys not a big fan of your governor or Trump? Is that what you're saying? Hey, hi, Nichos. Rosella. Oh, that's his name. Rosella. Yeah. Rosella's a douchebag. Alright. Yeah, I mean, I kind of got that vibe, like, just from the very quick, like, video I saw about him saying that, like, oh, it's kind of funny that he's saying he wants to punch Trump in the mouth, but it also just kind of came across like he was just trying to come across like a tough guy or whatever. Like that thing that like politicians do when they want to, like, it's very obvious that they're like trying to look a certain way. And as far as like American politics are concerned, I feel that every time I see anytime I see Cory Booker, that's this kind of same kind of feeling I get about Cory Booker as well. It's like this guy is just trying his hardest to make us think about him in a very certain way. Alright. This front, like front crotch piece, it's very Gundam Unicorn. Toilet paper was all you got. Oof. That's a bummer, man. Well, you two guys there in the chat who were in Puerto Rico, hopefully you guys weren't in some of the worse off areas. It's not a particularly large place, so I imagine kind of wherever you are, you're affected by the hurricane, but hopefully you guys were alright. Ooh, he's got a lot of Psycho Frame. Feeling pretty interesting though. It's kind of weird. It's kind of like building the Unicorn Gundam, but inside out. Like the Unicorn Gundam, you're putting like all the Psycho Frame parts underneath the armor, but this one you're putting all the Psycho Frame parts on the outside of the armor, so it feels really weird. Interesting. Yeah. Can we don't talk about politics? Every place on the internet has that. I want gunplay to be pure. Yeah, I'm not going to get into politics. I just was talking about that one thing just because you guys mentioned you're from Puerto Rico, and I just saw that bit about the Puerto Rican governor today. So that's all. Let me enjoy Papa Zach raging on Neo's Young and Alex raging on the chat. Right, exactly. I'm going to start the Master Grade Freedom 2.0. Any tips on the waist joint? Just be careful. Yeah, I mean, put it together, along following the instructions, and don't rush. You'll be fine. Whilst posing the kit, don't get too into it. Well, this is something that's kind of, I don't know, maybe it's like just a fact of models that's maybe just kind of overlooked. Oh, that's a very small bit of Psycho Frame to put into the foot there. But seems like we have to remember that we're not, whilst they're essentially toys, we're still not building toys. They're made in a way that you're able to move them around a lot, right? They're made with all this articulation and all these different points of articulation and everything like that, so that you're able to move them around a bunch all over the place. But that doesn't mean that they're meant to be moved around a bunch all over this place. Hyunshik, hello. Hyunshik, 너 미학생이냐? So like just because a kit has a bunch of articulation all over the place and everything, that doesn't mean that it's really a good idea to just constantly play with the kit and change up the pose and everything, and just try to put it in a million different poses and everything like that. I have to do that, and other like reviewers have to do that for making a review, of course, but it's probably not the best idea. I mean, it's still probably the best idea would be just to put it in one pose and just kind of stick with that, because it's just not it's not a toy. Hyunshik. Name doesn't sound familiar. C10. 한국에서 사시나요? Oh yeah. Yes, I do. So I guess you must not be a student of mine, because if you were, then you would obviously know that I live in Korea. 네. Plot twist is a sex thing. Yeah, no. But the fact that he's asking me if I live in Korea, then he's obviously not a student of mine. But hello. 안녕하세요. I gotta sneeze. I got another sneeze coming. God damn it. Shit. Alex, I gotta tell you, dude, I know that you're not a big fan of 1/44 scale kit, but high grade kits just really are just not the best, but you gotta love, like, especially with like a lot of the modern high grades, you gotta love the simplicity and just how good a lot of the modern high grades are. 구독했습니다. Oh, thank you. Thank you for your subscribing. The leg, it has like, it's very easy to see like aspects of the new Gundam and the Unicorn Gundam here, like especially in the leg. I like, and every time I'm like mentioning about that, I mention that in like the review of the A packs, and then like the unboxing of C packs, talking about how it feels like a hybrid of the Unicorn and the new Gundam and things like that. And I've been thinking about like just the designing process of it. So I don't know offhand who was the designer for this Gundam, but it's like the process of it must have been really interesting. I assume like his mandate was like, all right, we want a design that incorporates elements of the new Gundam and the Unicorn Gundam, sort of like something in between the new Gundam and the Unicorn Gundam, and like that's what the designer had to go off of, and it would just been really interesting. Just to like go through that process and like choosing which elements. So it's like, I want to take this element from the Unicorn Gundam, this element from the new Gundam, and all that. So it's pretty cool. Must have been a pretty interesting thing to work on. Where's this go? There it is. All right. And PC1. The designer was Katoki? Oh, really? Well, he would know the designs of the Unicorn and the new Gundam very well, so he would probably be a good candidate to come up with a hybrid between the two. Who did? Is that right? The psycho frame part's like kind of like on the inside of the leg. Oh, okay. Make sure I'm not putting that on the wrong way. It is right. Okay. Hey. Yeah, I still don't like how thin the upper arms are. The leg's a little bit more bulked out with the psycho frame in there. I think you could probably paint a couple of those gray parts into white or something like that, and it would look a little bit more convincing. But still, just not a big fan of the upper arm, I gotta say. It's definitely looking like overall a more fleshed out design than the Apex, but I did really come to like the Apex a lot more design-wise after building it. While we're here, just want to put the gun together. Just kind of skip ahead because I want to do something different before going in and building another leg. Take a break from that come over here, just put the gun together because it's just 3 simple little parts. Oh, coffee dude. Thank you for that coffee. Interesting. Made up your mind about going to Shizuoka Hobby Show. Love your content. Thanks for the hard work. Coffee dude. I have not made up my mind about Shizuoka yet. What do you think? What do you guys think? I brought this up in the chat a few days ago. A week ago, I guess. And I was thinking about going. Here's the thing. Here's what's holding me back. Of course I want to go because I always love the chance to go to Japan, and I've never been to Shizuoka Hobby Show. I've never been to Shizuoka in general, so of course I want to go. But what it's coming down to for me is if I think I'm going to be able to get enough content to make it worth it. Because like before getting into too much of the actual planning process of it, here's what I think are going to be like the main highlights in terms of the content, what I'm going to be able to do while I'm there. So number one, obviously just coverage of just the Shizuoka Hobby Show in general, which in and of itself is not that great content, I think, because like everyone's going to see a million pictures and videos from the show, and like Hobby Link Japan will probably be there doing their stuff. And that their video will probably be up because they've got like their business pass, whatever. So they'll be there before me, and like that video will already be on YouTube for a lot of the same, because a lot of my audience is probably a lot of their audience as well. So most people will probably already have seen the majority of what's at the show before I'm able to upload anything on my channel. So the show coverage, I think, is like, if I go, that's obviously something that I'm going to do, but I don't think that's going to be something that's going to be that interesting. But so other than that, the other thing that I would definitely plan on doing while I'm there is sitting down and doing an interview with Lincoln, or some sort of video with Lincoln. I mean, and I don't know, this is the kind of thing that would need to be kind of fleshed out as an idea, because Lincoln will be there. It would be our first time to actually meet in person, and so we would want to make some content because he's a content creator as well, right? So we would want to make some content together, something or other, and I don't know exactly what that would be, but so I've already interviewed Lincoln before, and he's also been a guest on Gunpla Talk, so we've kind of covered a lot of that stuff. But to be with him in Japan, I think there's definitely an opportunity there for us to make something cool together, whatever it is, if it's like some sort of interview or like shopping together or something like that, doing something cool. But it's going to be a very limited amount of time, so it will definitely have to be something that we have planned. So aside from that, aside from coverage of the show and something with Lincoln, I'm not really sure what else really to do at the moment, again, without really getting too much into like planning mode. So what would be helpful, maybe if you guys are at all interested, is maybe just to chime in there in the chat and let me know, like, if I am able to, if I do decide to, and if I'm able to go to, because that's the other thing too, I don't know if I'm even going to be able to, but if I am able to go to Shizuoka, what are some things that maybe you guys would suggest to try to do, or suggest to try to make some content? So like Lincoln will be there, and he said that also I think like Ryan from Hobbyco in Australia is also going to be there with like a group of people, so there'll be like a group of them that I'll probably be with. And so any other content that you guys think that you would like to see if I'm able to go? What do you guys think? Feel free to chime in, because again, it's going to be a really limited amount of time, so I really want to have a whole lot of time to do much really in general. But I've already covered like Gundam Base Tokyo and all the different shops and things in Akihabara. So like it probably wouldn't really be looking to use any time for the kind of stuff that I've already done. But then I mean the other thing too, the other option is just kind of doing like a just basically kind of vlog type of just kind of like vlogging of the trip in general. The Bandai corporate is there, and actually that's kind of a whole separate thing that I'm like kind of working on. I'm trying to. That's a separate thing that I'm working on, is that I'm trying to get to be able to visit the Shizuoka Hobby Center, Bandai's Hobby Center there. It's not the easiest place to, like, you can't just go there and just make a video there, but I would like to, so I'm actually kind of working on it as a separate thing. This trip would be very short, like go there like Friday morning and have like most of the day Friday and then all day Saturday and then coming back here to Korea on Sunday. So basically like 48 hours total in time. So that's basically all like we would really have to work with. Do I have to get reservations? What do you mean reservations for like a place to stay or something like that? Or like reservations for like getting into the hobby show? Reservations for a place to stay I'm not really too worried about, because I'm sure I can sort something out. There we go. Last couple bits then here are the shield and beam sabers and things. No Shizuoka ideas then from you guys? Zaku, I don't need reservations over this, but no, like I've lived in Japan and I've traveled there many times. Like I know how to get around to Japan. I know how to like sort myself out for things I need, and I wouldn't really worry too much about getting reservations or something for whatever. So I know from experience that there's just loads of Airbnbs everywhere. So probably what it would come down to, I would just find an Airbnb. Outside the convention is a pretty small city. Yeah, that's true. What I've heard. But I imagine there's some ryokan. At the very least, there's got to be some ryokan around there. Capsule hotel. So there you go. There he is. And 1 hour and 40 minutes built up the two of those guys whilst chatting with you. So not too bad. And I am going to go to bed early. I would like to work on some other stuff, but like I said, I do have the kind of cold going on, so I wanted to get some work done, but I will go to bed a little bit early tonight. Now it being almost 1 a.m. rather than a usual bedtime between 2 and 3. What incentive? I'm just catching up with the chat a little bit here. Beer review. Alright, let me give you guys my review here of the Asahi Limited, Clear Limited Cherry Blossom beer. It tastes like normal Asahi. It's good, but nothing that special. So I would give it a 30 Bidus out of 5. Just because it's good, but it's not really that special. It looks like it's special, but it's deceptive in that it's not that special. All right. So, just before I go, just any more. Yeah, is it a modified Jagan rifle? Yeah, that's what I said in my unboxing. That does kind of remind me of the Jagan's beam rifle. It's got like the long, like, very long barrel, and the camera on the top is like directly from the beam magnum, but the rest of the body of the rifle does look like a Jagan beam rifle, basically. I think it's like the Jagan D-type beam rifle. I could be wrong about that, but it's one of them. D-type, maybe? Um, but yeah, just last bit here before we wrap the stream for tonight. On the topic of Shizuoka, if you guys do come up with any ideas, maybe I'll just go over on my Facebook page. I'll just make a post about that. And if you have any ideas, go ahead and share those over there. I'll make a post on my page, just kind of asking for general thoughts and opinions, and if anyone has any particular ideas about things to do there at the time. So that's it for today, guys. Thanks for hanging out. We'll continue on with the finishing the Neo Zeong either tomorrow night or Sunday night. I kind of want to get it done just because it's taking up a whole lot of space here in my room, the boxes of different parts of the Neo Zeong and everything. On the other hand, I don't really have a whole lot of other content prepared at the moment, so spending tomorrow night maybe like reviewing this kit and the Ultraman instead of doing another live streaming might also be good, just so I can get some content loaded up. But we'll see. How do I feel about the Shiva Silver Bullet? The suppressor? The Silver Bullet suppressor? I can't wait for that kit. Anyway, that's going to be it for today, guys. Thanks for hanging out, as always, and see you next time. Bye-bye.